शङ्कर शारदे पाहि मां शङ्कर रक्ष मां 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 शारदे मां शङ्कर रक्ष मां शारदे पाहि 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 मां शङ्कर रक्ष मां
Namaskaram. We'll go and get started. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sharada Sharadambo Javadana Vadanambuje Sarvada Sarvadasmakam Sanidhem Kriyat Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Bharati Karunapatram Bharati Padabhushanam Bharati Padamarudam Bharati Tirthamashraye Vidyavane Sampannam Vitaraham Vivehanam Vande Vedanta Tadvagyam Vidushekara Bharatim Om Sadguru Charnaravindabhyam Namaha. Namaskaram all. Welcome to the session on the Vishnu Sahasranama Slokas explanation by Sri Pranav Swaminathan. Pranav, please go ahead and get started.
Sadguru Charnaravindabhyam Namaha. Srimate Shankararya Dhimate Bhutashaktage Namostvadvaita Siddhanta Sthapanopattamurtaye Satchidanandarupaya Krishnaya Klishtakarine Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Gurave Buddhisakshine Krishnadvaipayanam Vyasam Sarvalokahite Ratam Vedabjabhaskaram Vande Shamadinilayam Munim सहस्रमूर्तेः पुरुषोत्तमस्य सहस्रनेत्रनरपादबाहोः सहस्रनाम्नां स्तवनं प्रशस्तं निरुच्यते जन्मजरादिशान्त्यै वैशम्पायनो जनमेजयमुवाच श्रुत्वा धर्मान् शेषेण पावनानि च सर्वशः युधिष्ठिरश्शान्तनवं पुनरेवाभ्यभाषत युधिष्ठिर उवाच किमेकं दैवतं लोके किं वाप्येकं परायणं स्तुवन्तः कं कमर्चन्तः प्राप्नुयुर्मानवाः शुभं को धर्मः सर्वमेधर्माणां भवतः परमो मतः किञ्चपन्मुच्यते जन्तुर्जन्म संसारबन्धनात् श्रीभीष्म उत्तरमुवाच जगत्प्रभुं देवदेवमनन्तं पुरुषोत्तमं स्तुवन्नाम सहस्रेण पुरुषः सततोत्थितः तमेव चार्चयन्नित्यं भक्त्या पुरुषमव्ययं ध्यायन् स्तुवन्नमस्यं यजमानस्तमेव च अनादिनिधनं विष्णुं सर्वलोकमहेश्वरम् लोकाध्यक्षं स्तवन्नित्यं सर्वदुःखातिको भवेत् ब्रह्मण्यं सर्वधर्मज्ञं लोकानां कीर्तिवर्धनं लोकनाथं महद्भूतं सर्वभूतभवोद्भवम् एष मे सर्वधर्माणां धर्मोऽधिकतमो मतः यद्भक्त्या पुण्डरीकाक्षं स्तवैरर्चेन्नरः सदा परमय्यो महत्तेजः परमय्यो महत्तपः परमय्यो महद्ब्रह्म परमय्यः परायणं पवित्राणां पवित्रय्यो मङ्गलानां च मङ्गलम् दैवतं देवतानां च भूतानां यो व्ययः पिता. So far we have been seeing the question Kimekan Daivatam Loke, what is that one Ishvara as per Shastra, Devaha? And for that the Uttara was Daivatam Devatanam cha Bhutanam yo vyah pita. For that we have been seeing so much explanations on what is this Daivatam Devatanam, and this is concluded to be just the Atma. So many Purva Pakshas were given before, like the difference between Jiva and Paramatma, and the differences between the so many extensive types of the forms of Ishvara that we worship, like Ganeshadi Rupas. So, to refute all of that, we have been seeing quotations from all of these Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Dharma Shastras, etc. So, the latest Purva Paksha that was said is this is like worshipping an image on the basis that that image represents Vishnu, right? So, it is like having just worshipping one thing is like as if we are worshipping a Shaligrama and seeing Vishnu in that. But to refute that, he says that this is Gauni or this is unimportant and opposed by the Vidvans in this point. So for that, he says that he quotes so many Shruti Vakyas that says that everything is Brahman, which we concluded with last class was Tatha Atmaevedam Sarvam Atmani Vijnate Sarvamidam Vijnatam Bhavati Idam Sarvai Yadayamatma Brahmaivedam Vishwam Iti Shrutihi is what we had seen at the end of the last lecture. So to refute this point, so many quotations are given. Tatha Atmaivedam Sarvam. Atma is all of this. Idam Sarvam is Atma Eva, is Atma indeed. Atmani Vijnate Sarvamidam Vijnatam Bhavati. And by the knowledge of the self, of the Atma, everything becomes known. And Idam Sarvai Yadayamatma. All this is indeed the Atma itself. And Brahmai Vedam Vishwam. And this is all this entire universe, everything is Brahma. Brahmai Vedam Vishwam. It is all Brahman. So these are all the Shruti Vakyas. And then from where we left off, then he quotes the Smriti Vakyas, namely from Bhagavad Gita. Tatha Smritirapi Yajñatva na punarmoham evain yasyasi pandava yena bhutanyasheshena drakshasya manyatho mayi. This shloka follows the shloka tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam naninaha tattvadarshinaha. So he says to go to a guru and learn this tattva as per the prachina sampradaya. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya, by namaskara and by seva. Upadekshanti te jnanam. And kidrisham jnanam, what type of jnana? Yajñatva na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutani asheshena drakshasyat manyatho mayi. So yat jnatva, by knowing which, na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava, will you never ever get this moham or delusion ever again. Na punaha moham yasyasi. Yasyasi means you will get. Pandava, Arjuna, yena bhutani asheshena drakshasi atmani ataha mayi. So, the thing that you see in all these bhutanis, all these beings, asheshani bhutani drakshasi atmani, you also see that within the atma, atho mayi. That means to say within myself is what Krishna is doing Sambodha. So, sarvabhutasthamatmanam sarvabhutani chatmani, we saw before, Shankaracharya quoted before. Again, what type of jnana one should get from the guru is yajñatva na punarmoham evam yasasi pandava. By knowing what, will moha never come in this janma. Yena bhutani asheshena drakshasyat manyatho mayi. And you will see that same, with that jnana, that same tattva in all beings, and that is also within me and you as well. Mayi and Twayi. And so what Shankaracharya is saying is this shows the kshetra kshetragneshwaraikatvam sarvopanishad prasiddham dakshasi ityarthaha. So the meaning is that you will perceive this ekatvam of the individual soul Atma and Ishvara, which is taught in this Upanishads. He is saying Drakshasi. Drakshasi is to the reader, to the student. He is saying with the same style as the Gita shloka, Kshetra Kshetragneshwaraikatvam, the aikatvam or the oneness of both the Kshetra and Kshetragnya. So the kshetra is said to be the sharira. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramityabhidiyate. And who is the kshetragna? Etadyo vettitam prahuhu kshetragna iti tadvidha. So the one that knows the kshetra is said to be the kshetragnya. And Ishvara, they are all said to be one by this jnana. Kshetra, kshetragnya, Ishvara aikatvam, ekatvam. So, Sarva Upanishad Prasiddham Drakshasi Ityartaha. So, by all these Upanishads and this Gita Upanishad, we can see that Sakshat directly by ourselves. So, he is saying that you will also see this Prasiddham Drakshasi Ityartaha. Again, from another Gita shloka, Sarva Bhuteshu Yenaikam Bhavam Avyayam Ikshate Avibhaktam Vibhakteshu Tajnanam Vidhi Satvikam. So, in this context, he is going over the various types of these three gunas and the buddhi, the sattvic buddhi, rajo buddhi, the tamas, everything. And now he is going into jnanam. So sattvikam jnanam, rajasam jnanam, and tamasam jnanam. So for sattvikam jnanam, what Krishna says is sarva bhuteshu yenaikam bhavam avyayam ikshate. Sarva bhuteshu, within all beings, yena ekam bhavam avyayam ikshate, that one tattvam, truth, that is one sees. Avyayam, that is also imperishable. Avibhaktam vibhakteshu tat jnanam vidhi satvikam. Avibhaktam, meaning it is undivided. Vibhakteshu, in the diversity of all the shariras. It is vibhakta in the sharira. In the same Atma is split into, we can see in different shariras, in different bodies. But that itself is avibhaktam. Avibhaktam vibhakteshu tat jnanam satvikam vidhi. Tat satvikam jnanam iti vidhi. So know that knowledge is said to be the satvika jnana. Iti advaitatma jnanam samyak darshanam ityuktam bhagavatapi. So even Bhagavan, says that this Advaitam Atmajnanam is said to be a Samyak Darshanam, or a clear Darshanam, or a perception. This has been said by by Bhagavan as well, Bhagavata api. Tasmat Atmani eva Ishvare Manodadhita. And because of that, you are asked to fix your mind upon Ishvara as the Atman. Right. We saw this in Sadhana Panchaka itself. So, Bhagavataha Bhakti Dridadiyatam. So, this Ishvara, having the Chitta in Ishvara, is said to be very important to get this jnana. And then, again from the Vishnu Purana, he quotes, Bhutatma Chendriyatma cha Pradhanatma Tatha Bhavan Atma cha Paramatma cha Tvamekah Panchadha Sthitaha. In Vishnu Purana, Atma and Paramatma and yourself differentiated as five. Panchadha Vibhaktaha. Tvamekah Panchadha Vibhaktaha. But that there is only one. Tvam Ekaha. Panchadha Sthitaha. As what? Bhutatma, Indriyatma, Pradhanatma, Bhavan, Atma, Paramatma. So Bhutatma, Indriyatma, Pradhanatma, Atma and Paramatma. These five are all you, Bhavan. Tvam ekaha panchadha sthitaha. So you, only being one, are differentiated or situated in these five upadhis. Iti cha. And again from Gita, Vibhuti Yoga. अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विष्टभ्याहम इदं कृत्स्नम एकांशेन स्थितो जगत्. अथवा बहुना एतेन किं ज्ञातेन तव अर्जुन. In this context, Krishna is saying that you can know me by my vibhutis. We have seen so many vibhutis, right? So out of each section, he says that I am that Shrestha in that section. Like Masanam Margashirshoham, Rutunam Kusumakaraha. All these we have seen, these vibhutis. You can know me through my vibhutis, or Athava Bahuna etena kim Nyatena tava Arjuna Vishtabhya aham idam kritsnam ekamshena sthitaha jagat. What is the need for all these vibhaktis? Just simply know me that by one fraction of my Atma, of one amsha of myself, I support and pervade the entire creation. Eka amshena sthitaha jagat kritsnam pishtabhya aham sthitaha. Meaning I am situated and I vishtabhya, I also support. So Kim Nyatena Tava Arjuna. So this can also be known as you. This is also this jnana. So either you can know as these vibhutis, right? Adityanam aham Vishnuhu Jyotisham Raviram Shuman Marichir Marutam Asmi Nakshatranam aham Shashi. Or with this jnana itself, that can also be known. So the same thing is said in Upanishad as well. Tasmadva etasmad atmana akasha sambhudaha akashad vayuhu vayoragniya agnerapah. And the yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jayatani jivanti yat prayanti abhisamvishanti. These same tattvas can also be seen. Iti cha avidyopadhi pakshepi pramanavadaha samasti. And apart from this, to show that avidya or ignorance is an upadhi or limitation, there is authority. And what is that authority? In Vishnu Purana, in Smriti, we see Eka eva mahanatma sohankaro bhidhiyate sajiva swantaratmeti jiyate tattva chintakaihi. So the one Atman, one only, that Atman, one only is named as Ahankara. The seekers after truth speak of it as Jiva and Antaratma. Again, this is all showing that Ekatvam, the same Atma, is known as ahankara, and the seekers or the people that are mumukshus, they speak of it as jiva or antaratma. Jiva, which we know, and antaratma, which is the inner soul. Tatha Vishnu Purane, and even in Vishnu Purana we see two quotations. Vibheda janake jnane nashayami antikam gate atmano brahmano bhedam asantam kah karishyati, and परात्मनोर मनुष्येन्द्र विभागो ज्ञान कल्पितः क्षये तस्यात्म परयोः विभागो भाग एव हि. So Vishnu Purana says, when this ignorance or ajnana creates these bhedas or differences, this is entirely destroyed. When ignorance creates difference, is that type of ignorance is destroyed, who would think about a non-existing bheda or distinction between the Atma and Brahman? Vibheda janake jnane nashayam yantikam gate. Vibheda janake jnane. The jnana that is formed up from Vibheda janaka, this is all in Sati Saptami. So if this jnana, if this ajnana goes away, nashayami antikam gate, if this Vibheda janaka jnana goes away, Atmano Brahmano bhedam asantam kah karishyati. Who does this bheda between Atma and Brahma? Asantah kah karishyati. So there is no even need to do vichara of these things. And then परात्मनोर मनुष्येन्द्र विभागो ज्ञानकल्पितः क्षये तस्यात्म परयोः विभागो भाग एव हि. And his another quotation to a Raja, Manushyendra, O Raja, the idea of the differentiation in Paramatma is due to ahankara or due to ajnana, ignorance. And when that ignorance is destroyed, the distinction between Atma and Paramatma is non-existent. परमात्मनोः मनुष्येन्द्र विभागज्ञान कल्पितः विभागो ज्ञान कल्पितः क्षये तस्यात्म परयोः विभागो भाग एव हि. So again with that kshaya, this also becomes non-existent. Iti Vishnu Dharme, in Vishnu Dharma also he quotes यथैकस्मिन् घटाकाशे रजो धूमादिभिर्युते नान्ये मलिनतां यान्ति दूरस्थाः कुत्रचित् क्वचित् तथा द्वन्द्वैरनैकैस्तु जीवे च मलिने कृते एकस्मिन्नापरे जीवे मलिनाः सन्ति कुत्रचित्. And just as with the akasha in the ghata, soiled with all this other uh, doshas, rajo dhomadibhir yute, like dust and smoke, is said to be dirtied. The other ones that are at a distance are not likewise impure. Even so, when the jiva is thought to be as impure by the various pairs of these opposites, the other ones are not likewise soiled. दूरस्थाः नान्ये मलिनतां यान्ति दूरस्थाः कुत्रचित् क्वचित् तथा द्वन्द्वैः अनैकैस्तु जीवे च मलिने कृते एकस्मिन्नापरे जीव मलिनाः सन्ति कुत्रचित्. Malina means one that is impure. So this Ghadakasha is said multiple times in Vedanta. And like we can see, like this is all an example. So the simile is just as when the Akasha is in a Ghata, it can be soiled or impure with all this Raja, Dhuma and everything. This smoke and dust is said as dirty. But the ones that are at a distance are not likewise soiled by this impurity. So like that, even so, when the jiva is soiled by various pairs of these opposites, like sukha, dukkha, all these things, the other ones are not likewise impure. The ones that are at a distance, durasthaha, kutrajit kvachit na malinaha. iti. And in Brahmayagnavalkya, another quotation is Akashamekam hi yatha ghatadishu prathak bhavet tatha atmaikah api anekeshu jaladhareshu iva amshuman. So just as one akasha becomes many in different ghatas or different instruments or different containers, like that, the Atman, though one, shines as many, like the sun reflected in the different basins of water. तथा आत्मैकः अपि अनेकेषु जलाधारेषु इव अंशुमान्. Amshuman is Surya. So like that one Surya, Ekeva Surya, is reflected in the different bodies of water. So we can see that reflection of the same Surya in a lake, a river, or pond in various deshas. But even though there are so many reflections, there is only one Surya, as we see in the Bimba Pratibimba Nyaya. Likewise, in Shvetashvatara Upanishad, the quotation is Ksharatmana Vishate Deva Ekaha Iti Shvetashvatare. So the one Ishvara rules the perishable, Pradhana, and the self. So there is, like in the Sankhya and everything, we see this Vada for Pradhana, but even here that is being refuted. Ksharatmana Vishate Deva Ekaha. So there is only one that rules the Kshara and Akshara. Akshara means the Atman. And in Chandogya Upanishad, it is quoted, Sa ekadha bhavati. So he becomes one. And ityadi. Chandogye sa ekadha bhavati ityadi. And satatra paryeti. Sava esha etena daivena chakshusha manasaitan kaman pashyan ramate paro vikrata evatma khatmayan jivaha iti shrutehe. So in Shruti also we see that he pervades through that. Satatra paryeti. And Sava esha etena daivena chakshusha manasitan kaman pashyan aramate. So that he only by his divine eye, chakshusha, the mind perceiving all the objects enjoys. And in Brihadaranyaka, and Paro Vikrata Evatma Khatmayan Jivaha. The supreme and unchangeable Atman is the Jiva. In Brihadaranyaka he says, Atme Atma iti eva upasita tadetat brahma purvam. तदेतद्दु तदेतत् ब्रह्मापूर्वम् इति तदेतत् तदु तत् एतत् ब्रह्मापूर्वम्. So again two quotes from Brihadaranyaka. Atmetyevopasita and tadetat brahmapurvam. So one should worship him as the self. Atma iti eva upasita. So he should be Brahman should be worshipped as the, or Ishvara should be worshipped as the Atma. And tadetat brahmapurvam. That this Brahma is without cause. Iti नान्यः अतः अस्ति दृष्टा नान्यतः अतः अस्ति विज्ञाता इति बृहदारण्यक. There is no other seer but him, and there is no other knower but that. So नान्यः अतः अस्ति द्रष्टा नान्यतोऽस्ति विज्ञाता. There is no anyat or other drashta, seer or knower, drashta or vignata. And Sava esha mahanaja atma yoyam vijnanamayaha. And he is the great Ajaha or unborn Atma who consists of Vijnana, knowledge, Vishesha Jnana. Sava Esha Mahanaja Atma Yaha Ayam Vijnanamayaha. So he is a Vijnana, the Atman is a Vijnanamayaha. Ataha Atha Yonyam Devatam Upaste. And he who worships other deities from Chandogya Upanishad, it says Aitat At Atmyam idam sarvam, aitadatmyam idam sarvam, iti Chandogya Upanishad also. So he who worships other deities is also being said. All this is Atman, is again from the Chandogya Upanishad. Ityadi nishcharanti yatha loha pindat taptaha taptas taptas phulingakaha sa sakashat atmanastadvat prabhavanti jagantihi. Just as understand you, so this quotation is Nishcharanti yatha loha pindat tapta sphulingakaha sakashat atmanas tadvat prabhavanti jagantihi. From Yogi Jnanavalkya. So the quotation there is just as the sparks fly out from a heated iron vastu, so the lokas, the worlds, they proceed or emerge from Atman. And in Brahma Purana, Ajaha Sharira Grahanat Sajata iti Kirtyate. The unborn Ajaha is said to be born when he takes a form. Right. Ajaha Sharira Grahanat Sajata iti Kirtyate. So Ajaha, or unborn Vastu, Brahman, Sharira Grahanat, from taking a Sharira, from taking a body, is said praised to be Jataha, Sajataha, or something that is born, or the opposite of Aja, Iti Kirtyate, Iti Brahme, or Brahma Purana. And next he talks about the Rajju Sarpa example. सर्पवद्रज्जुखण्डस्तु निशायां वेश्ममध्यगः एको हि चन्द्रो द्वौ व्योमिन् तिमिराहतचक्षुषः आभाति परमात्मा च सर्वोपाधिषु संस्थितः नित्योदितः स्वयं ज्योतिः सर्वगः पुरुषः परः अहङ्कार अविवेकेन कर्ताहम् इति मन्यते. So by this ahankara or aviveka, the the abhava of viveka, not knowing the viveka or the differentiation between sat and asat, one thinks that he is the kartaram iti manyate. And how is this? Again, like a piece of rope lying on the floor on a dark night appears as a sarpa. So if you say that the light comes and then the sarpa goes away, that is also not true, because the sarpa was never there even from the beginning. The sarpa never existed, but due to ajnana, due to darkness, right, we think that it is a sarpa by maya. So like that, the person also thinks that he is the karta. Like as a piece of rope lying on the floor in the dark night appears to be a sarpa or snake to the eye affected by ajnana or darkness, we can say in this example. As the one moon seems to, so the Paramatma, the Supreme Purusha, ever existing and self radiant and all pervading, seems as many in the various vastus, and one through ajnana imagines himself as the karta because of both this ajnana and this ahankara or ego, that I am the karta iti. एवमेव अयं पुरुषः प्रज्ञानेनात्मा संपरिष्वक्तः इति. So thus this person, when embraced by the self, becomes united with the satyam. एवमेव अयं पुरुषः प्रज्ञानेनात्मा संपरिष्वक्तः सता सौम्य तदा संपन्नो भवति. So again, he is saying the quotations are showing the aikya. So this person, when embraced by the Atmajnana, evameva ayam purusha prajnanena atma samparishvaktah tata somya tada sampanno bhavati. These two quotes from Brihadaranyaka and Chandogya are saying that thus this person, when embraced by the Atma, and the continuation, he is saying that this is related to this effect in Chandogya. This quotation, this Purva Bhaga from Brihadaranyaka, is answered by this Uttarardha in Chandogya. He becomes united with the truth or Satyam. Sata somya tada sampanno bhavati iti. Evam स्वमायया समात्मानं मोहयन् द्वैतमायया गुणाहितं स्वमात्मानं लभते हि स्वयं हरिः. So this quotation is saying, deluding himself by swamayaya, his own maya of duality of dvaita, Hari, he subjects himself to the influence of these gunas or attributes. गुणाहितं स्वमात्मानं लभते च स्वयं हरिः. तथा क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि अग्नेनावृतं ज्ञानम् अज्ञानेनावृतं ज्ञानम्. And then now from 3 Gita shlokas, kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi. The kshetrajna or the knower of the Sharira knows me as well. Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi utkramantam sthitam vapi. And ajnanena vratam jnanam. So these quotations, the people with Maya do not perceive him, and the knowledge is covered by ignorance. Ajnanena avratam jnanam utkramantam sthitam vapi. So the utkramantam sthitam vapi means they do not perceive when he is either utkramantam or sthitam, when he has either departed or he has stayed. And this jnana is covered by ajnana. Ajnanena vrato garbha tata dene damavratam avratam jnanamedeன ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा यतोल्बेना व्रतो गर्भस्तथा देने दमाव्रतम. So as smoke covers fire and as the womb covers the child, like that this jnana is also covered by ajnana. Ajnanena avratam jnanam. Avratam means it is covered by ajnana. Ajnanena. These are from Gita. Then from Manusmriti, Avyaktadi Visheshantam Avidya Lakshanam Smrutam and Asit Idam Tamo Bhutam. So here Manu is saying that Avidya consists of all objects ranging from Avyakta, which is unmanifested pravritti, down to the Vishesha, which is like that particular species, that particular form. and asit idam tamo bhutam, and this was all darkness before. Tamo bhutam, this was all tamas before. And in Chandogya Upanishad, he says, Vacharambhanam, Vacharambhanam. So this Vacharambhanam means that is only differentiated by Vacha or by name, the difference being only a name. And again in Brihadaranyaka, he quotes, Yatra hit dvaitam iva bhavati, tad itara itaram pashyati, Yatra tvasya sarvamatmaiva bhut, tat kena kam pashyet, tat kena kim kam jigret, in Brihadaranyaka. For when there is duality, the one sees the other. But when the self only is all of this, the Atman is only all of this, how should he see another and how should he smell another? Meaning, how can he perceive a different thing to the indriyas, whether it be the Chakshurindriya, Granendriya, it doesn't matter. But when one is Dvaita, he sees Yatra hi Dvaitam iva bhavati tad itara itaram pashyati. He sees so many different things. One thing is different from that, this thing is different from this. In the previous lecture, we saw Atatasya bhayam bhavati. Yada hevesh ete udaramantaram kurute. Atatasya bhayam bhavati. Right, so when only we see a different vastu, we get bhaya. So yatra tvasya sarvam atmaiva bhut tat kena kam pashyet tat kena kam jigre. How can, by who can he see another and by who can he smell another? Like how can one person even recognize another through the indriyas is the point of the shloka. And in Ishabhasya Upanishad, Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaiva bhut vijnanatah tatra ko mohah kah shokah ekatvam anupashyatah. Shankaracharya has already quoted this shloka, this mantra before, but he is quoting it again for this point. So when one sees, when a man knows that all beings are the Atma, Yasmin Sarvani Bhutani Atma ev Bhutani Atmaiva Atmaiva Bhut Vijnanatah Tatra Kaha Moha Kaha Shokaha Ekatvam Anupashyatah. So when a man knows that all beings are in the Atman, when he beholds this unity of Atman, there is no shoka or moha, there is no delusion, there is no grief as well. And Chandogya says, Yatra nanyat paschati nanyat vijnanati. Where one sees nothing else, he also hears nothing else. Yatra nanyat paschati nanyat vijnanati. And भेदः अयम् अज्ञाननिबन्धनः नेह नानास्ति किञ्चन. The difference is due to the influence of ignorance. So this yatra nanyat pashyati nanyat vijnanati can mean where he doesn't see something else, he also cannot uh, hear something else. Or when somebody sees somebody, when you see something other than the Atman, then at that point there is no jnana or vijnana. And in this quotation, Vedaha ayam ajnana nibandhanaha nehanana asti kinchana. So there is no nana, there is no multiple or diversity of anything. There is in it no diversity, and he who perceives any difference goes from mrityu to mrityu, is what we can see in the next quotation. Mrityoho samrityum apnoti ya iha naneva pashyati. So these should be combined together, both this quotation and the next quotation. Vedaha ayam ajnana nibandhanaha neha nanasti kinchana mrityoho samrityumapnoti ya iha naneva pashyati. And Vishvataschakshuhu, which we can see in so much Shruti and in Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Vishvataschakshuhu, he is having eyes or chakshur in all the sides. Vishvataha. And yaha yonim adhitishtati ekaha vishwani rupani yonischa sarvaha. There is only one that presides over all such sources, such as the Prakriti and the Akasha and all other forms. And the next quotation, these quotations are can be said together also. Yaha yoni madhidishtati ekaha vishwani rupani yonischa sarvaha ajam ekam lohita shukla krishnam bhakvim prajam sajamanam sarupam ajaha hyekaha jushamanaha anushete jahati enam bhukta bhoga majaha anyaha. So Lohita Shukla Krishna has one, this one Aja, unborn Vastu is said can in these Varnas, Lohita, Shukla, and Krishna, meaning red, white, and black. And the one unborn being is the one that presides over all of these sources, such as the Prakriti and Akasha and everything like that. Ajam ekam lohita shukla krishnam bhakvihi prajaha sajamanam sarupam ajaha hekaha jushamanaha anushe tejahati enam bhukta bhogam ajaha anyaha. And in Brihadaranyaka, it says Devatma Shaktim Vidadhe and Natu Tadvitiyam Asti Tataha Anyat Vibhaktam Yat Pashet. एक एव एक एको हि रुद्रः न द्वितीयायतस्तुः इत्यादि. So in the first quotation, Devatma Shaktim Vidadhe, meaning the sages, they felt the Shakti of the Ishvara, and Natu Tadvitiyam Asti Tataha Anyat Vibhaktam Yat Pashyet. And there is no second Vastu, and nothing else is different from him that he could see. And in Shvetashvatara, eko hi rudro na dvitiyayatastuhu. In Taittiriya also we see eka eva rudro na dvitiyayatasthe. So there is only one Rudra, and they do not even allow a second. So here also we can see. So Purushamevedam Sarvam, we see in Shruti. So that can be seen as this Rudra Swarupa as well. Eka eva Rudraha na dvitiyayatasthe. So the second cannot exist. And then you may think why in so many other places we see Ekadash Rudra, Sahasra Rudras, right? Sahasrani Sahasra Shoye Rudra. And these are all only for the stotra of the Devata, showing that this Devata is in all places. But the Samyak Jnana is that there is only one Rudra like that. And in the Gaudapari and in the Karika written by Gaudapadacharya, three quotations are given. मनोदृश्यम इदम द्वैतम यत्किंचित सचराचरम मनसः ह्यमनीभावे द्वैतम नैवोपलभ्यते. All here, moving and otherwise, is only of the mind. It's only seen, it's only a result of the mind. Manodrishyam idam dvaitam yatkinchit sacharacharam. Sacharacharam. These things that are sthavara and jangava, the vastus that are moving and unmoving. Manaso hi amani bhave dvaitam naivopalabhyate. And when it ceases from imagining, when the manas stops from imagining and remains at rest, then all of these become null. And prapancho yadi vidyeta nivarteta na samshayah. Maya matram idam dvaitam advaitam paramarthatah. यथा स्वप्ने द्वयाभासं स्पन्दने मायया मनः तथा जाग्रद् वयाभ्यास तथा जाग्रद्वयाभासां स्पन्दते मायया मनः. So these quotations are all just emphasizing this point. So when Shankaracharya shows this to Govinda Bhagavad he can say that he also finished the study of his guru or his Parama Guru, this Gaudapada Karika as well. So from here also what is being said is whatever duality, Dvaitam that is seen in the Jagat can be removed by the Manas. And this Dvaita is due to the Manas, and this Ekatva or Advaita is the reality. Advaitam Paramarthataha. And as during dreams, one's mind appears as two through Maya, so also during the Jagrat, by the even while awake, the mind appears as two. So when the Swapna, we have a difference between us and the Swapna Atmak, right? Like that, in the Jagrat Avastha also we have Jagrat Vyavastha as well. Jagrat Avastha, we have the same thing. Spandate Mayaya Manaha. This Manas becomes in the Dvaita due to only Maya. Ityadi Gaudapade. तर्केणापि प्रपञ्चस्य मनोमात्रत्वम् इष्यताम् दृश्यत्वात् सर्वभूतानां स्वप्नादिविषयो यथा. And even by argument of Dvaita of the universe can be accounted by the phenomenon of the manas. For all things are only objects of the perception as objects seen in dreams. So how these vastus seen in the Swapna Avastha are not real. Like that, the argument of duality, tarkenapi, prapanchasya manomatratvam ishyatam दृश्यत्वात् सर्वभूतानां स्वप्नादि vishayo yatha. As we see all these vishayas in the swapnadi vyavasthas, like also this is all manomatratvam ishyatam. So tarkenapi, even by argument, these dvaita vishayas are not real and are only seen by maya. And Brihadaranyaka says, Dvitiya dvai bhayam bhavati. Fear arises only from duality. Dvitiya dvai bhayam bhavati. Only from a dvitiya vastu. If there's only one vastu, how can there be any bhaya? Right? Ataso bhayam gato bhavati. So only if we have a separate vastu, if everything is one vastu, then the even the possibility of having all this bhaya and shoka and everything, they all get removed instantaneously. In Shvetashvatara, he quotes, Jnane twatmani nasti etat karyakaranataatmanah ekaha devaha sarvabhuteshu gudha. So, when the self is known, we do not perceive any cause or effect in the connection with the Atman. And there is one Brahman that is hidden in all beings. Ekaha devaha sarvabhuteshu gudha. Gudha means rahasyabhutaha, the one that is hidden in sarvabhuteshu, which cannot be seen by the pratyaksha pramanas, by the chakshuradi indriyas, but only by jnana. Jnane tvatmani nasti etat karyakaranataatmanah ekaha devaha sarvabhuteshu gudha asangokhyayam purushaha. And who can see this? For a person that is asangaha, for that person that is not attached to anything. Asangokhyayam purushaha. So that purusha can see these things. Asangaha hyayam purushaha iti cha. Because from sangha attachment, what comes? These kama krodhas come. Sangat sanjayate kamaha, kamat krodho bijayate, krodhad bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibhramaha, smriti bhramshat buddhinashaha, buddhinashat pranashyati. So he will only be in this Dvaita Bhava at all times because of this Ajnana and Moha. इति च विस्तारः सर्वभूतस्य विष्णोः सर्वमिदं जगत् द्रष्टव्यम् आत्मवत्तस्मात् अभेदेन विचक्षणैः and सर्वत्र दैत्याः समताम् उपेत समत्वम् आराधनम् अच्युतस्य. The Puranas again say that this universe is looked upon as a Vistara or expansion of Vishnu, who is in all beings. The knowing ones or the jnanis should view this as the self without any Bheda Buddhis. And the next quotation, Sarvadaitryaha samatam upeta samatvam aradhanam achyutasya. The Daityas or Devas, the children of Diti, they all observe equality in all beings. And the worship of Achyuta is equality. And Sarvabhutatmake Tata Jagannathe Jaganmage Paramatmani Govinde Mitra Katha Kutaha. And then he is saying, Sambodhana, O Mitra, how could we attribute to Govinda friendship or dvesha, friendship or enmity, who is all beings, the Lord of the universe? Who is the universe? The Paramatman. So how can we attribute, like how can we do this upadhi of Ishvara, where we say that this Ishvara causes this Maitri Bhava or Dvesha Bhava, because this person is in all beings and is the Lord of the Jagat, Jagannatha, and he is the universe itself and the Paramatman. Tata means one that pervades. Sarvabhutatmake Tata Jagannathe Jaganmage Paramatmani Govinde Mitra Katha Kutaha. So there is, from where can we do all these claiming of this Mitra and Amitra? Iti Vishnu Purane. Chandogya Upanishad, the Mahavakya Tattvamasi is said that is you, Tat Tvam Asi. So this is where we even get that word Tattvam. Whenever we say Tattvam, that becomes Tat Brahman Tvam Asi. Tat meaning Brahman, Tvam meaning you, Asi, or you are that Brahman, Tattvam Asi. Aham Brahmasmi in Brihadaranyaka of Shukla Yajurveda. I am Brahman. And idam sarvam yadayamatma, ayamatma Brahma. The knower of the self overcomes dukkha. And what delusion, what sorrow is there when one has perceived this unity? Idam sarvam yadayamatma, ayamatma Brahma. This Atma is Brahma. Tarati shokam atmavit. The person that has this Atmajnana, this Atmavid, he is Shokam Tarati, he has crossed all Shoka or sorrows. Tatra kaha mohaha kaha shokaha ekatvam anupashyataha. As we already saw before. So for that, with the Atmajnana, where is the Shoka, where is the Moha, and where is any other Vastu for one that has perceived this ekatvam anupashyataha. इत्यादि श्रुति स्मृति इतिहास पुराण लौकिकेभ्यश्च. So this same ekatvam, this Atma's oneness, the oneness of Jiva and Brahma is can be seen from all these Shruti, Smriti, Itihasa and Purana and Lokika Granthas as well. Siddhertepi Vedasya Pramanyam Eshtavyam. And it should also be said that the Veda imparts knowledge even as to a thing that already exists. Swapakshasadhana स्वपक्षसाधनेः अकार्यम् अर्थजातम् अबाह चेत् तथा परोपि वेद चेच्छ्रुतिः परात्मद्रङ् न किम्. So सिद्धेतेपि vedasya pramanyam eshtavyam. So, because the Veda is the pramana for everything, it should also include things that have already been known before. One Lakshana Veda is प्रत्यक्षेण अनुमित्या वा यस्तूपायो न बुध्यते एनं विदन्ति वेदेन तस्माद् वेदस्य वेदता. So Veda is one thing that gives us things that cannot be seen by the pratyaksha pramana or the anumana pramana. So like things like Swarga and everything can also be said by Veda. And it has also been said, it can also impart things that have already been known. It has been said by the Vidvans that if in establishing their mata, it is admitted to the Mimamsakas that words can impart knowledge concerning things other than uh, karma, and that from these words another can also understand the same, can Shruti bear the witness to the Atma? Is the quotation. So for that, Shankaracharya says that words or padas which denote them as related to something else, not as related to a karma. In the latter case, when the Arthavadas of the Vedas are the passages that talk about certain stories that happen, these passages that come with the injunction or vidhi have no meaning at all, since then, because by that they cannot convey, because the only meaning that they convey is in the form of praise. So for that, the particular shruti that is quoted is वायव्यग्श्वेतमालभेतभूतिकामो वायुर्वै क्षेपिष्ठा देवता वायुमेव स्वेन भागधे गेनोपधावति. In Veda, there is a vidhi. So the Mimamsakas, first we have to understand the Purva Paksha, is that the Mimamsaka says that the Veda is only to do karma. Everything is in the Veda is said to be either a vidhi or nisheda. Right? A vidhi means Agnihotram yajeta. All these things are called vidhis. And nishedas. Namagum samashniyat. Nastriyam upeyat. These are all nishedas, things that should not be done. So this vidhi nishedayor atmakam is the Veda. The one that is the combination of both vidhi and nishedha is said to be the Veda as per the Purva Mimamsakas. So for something to have use, there has to be a karma related with it. So here Shankaracharya starts the Purva Paksha. He asks the Purva Paksha, if that is so, why are these Arthavadas there? So Arthavadas are portions of the Vedas. Within the Vedas itself, they come in multiple instances that say lots of stories. Right. So there's one Arthavada. Deva vai brahmanna vadanta tatparna upashunot sushrava vai nama. So when the Devatas were doing the Brahmavada, Brahmavichara, they did it in the chaya or shadow of the Parna Vriksha. So that Parna Vriksha got the name Sushrava. Sushrava vai nama. So why is this needed? There is no karma for that, right? But later it is said because we need to do those yajna patra, this juhu and all these yajna sadhanas, the patras, the ladles that we use for yajnas must be done by the parnavriksha, by the wood must be gotten from the parnavriksha tree. So these arthavadas are there. So here the in this vakya vayavyam shvetam alabhetah alabheta vayurvai kshepishtha devata. Vayavyam shvetam alabheta is the kriya that enjoins the action. Vayavyam shvetam alabheta. The vayu atmaka shvetam pashum must be offered alabheta. And why vayurvai kshepishtha devata. The Arthavada there is Vayurvek Shepishta Devata. So here we have the Vidhi and the Arthavada. So there Vayurvek Shepishta Devata doesn't have any Vidhi there. Vayurvek Shepishta Devata. Shepishta means Shighra Palaprada Devata. Because Vayu is a swift god and he gives the phala immediately or very quickly. Vayurvek Shepishta Devata. So this makes the Yajamana want to do a Vayavatmaka Yaga. Like this, these Arthavadas don't have any vidhis. So for the Mimamsakas, that says that it should be admitted that the Veda imparts knowledge as to a thing that already exists, and if there is no Kriya there, then that becomes useless, right? So for them, all these Upanishads and everything, when you say Tvameva Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, there is no Vidhi there. So what they say is that these Vakyas are only to give the Yajamana Utsaha to do yagas. Because if you look at the Upanishad Bhagas, where the Vichara of Brahman is being done, there is no Shrodha Karma that is Vihita or listed there. So for that, they say that these Upanishads don't have any Vidhi or Nisheda, so they are not useful. And the only point of the Upanishad is that they give Utsaha to the Purusha. Like there are Arthavadas that say that Agni did this yaga. So when somebody learns that Agni did the yaga through the Arthavada, then he says, oh, Indra did this yaga, Agni did this yaga. So this yaga is Shreshtatama. So I also want to do that yaga. It gives the pravritti to the Yajamana. Like that, all these Vakyas, like Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, they're saying that the Yajamana is so great. Yajamana, you're Brahman. So that type of Yajamana that has studied this should go and do Kriya. And by that karma, you will get moksha. That is the swarga, that is shashvata, is the Purva Paksha of the Mimamsa. And now Shankaracharya will be refuting this with quotations and his own logic. So we can continue this from the next lecture, and we can conclude this lecture here with this Purva Paksha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Thank you, Pranavji. It was such a very well done again. So, to take that level, to go so deeper into, only Shankara can do. That level of Puru Paksha with all the other philosophies, it's such a wonderful thing to see. We keep saying Vishnu Sahasranamam like every day. The depth in which he has gone to find that one shloka is just amazing to see. Thank you so much for all the help. Again, any questions? We probably can hold on for a few minutes and we'll finish this off and then come back for any other questions on that. Okay, that's okay. Sriniji, go ahead and finish it off. Thank you.
मंगलम गुरु श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वर के शक्ति गणपति शारदाम्बिके शंकराचार्यर के शक्ति गणपति महागणपति शारदाम्बिके के काल भैरव के काली दुर्गै के वीर धीर मारुति चरणतिर्के मल्लिकार्जुनर्के செல்வ ஜனார்தனர்க்கே அம்பா பவானி கம்பத கணபதி சண்டி சாமுண்டிக்கே ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ண பகவானுக்கே ஸ்ரீ சக்கரவாசினிக்கே சீதாராம லக்ஷ்மண சகித மாருதி சரணத்திற்கே विद्यारण्यर्के विद्याशंकरर्के वागीश्वरिके वज्रदेग गरुड आंजनेयर्के श्रीवल्ली देवसेना समेत सुब्रह्मण्यर्के तुंगभद्रैके ஸ்ருங்கநிவாசினிக்கே ஸ்ருங்கேரிபுரியில் நிலைத்திருக்கும் எங்கள் சாரதாம்பிகைக்கே சச்சிதானந்த சிவ அபிநவ நிருசிம்ஹ பாரதிக்கே ஸ்ரீ சந்திரசேகர பாரதி குரு சார்வபௌமர்க்கே श्री चंद्रशेखर भारती गुरु विद्यातीर्थर्के श्री चंद्रशेखर भारती गुरु भारती तीर्थर्के श्री चंद्रशेखर भारती गुरु विदुशेखर भारती के मंगलम गुरु श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वर के शक्ति गणपति शारदाम्बिक शंकराचार्यर के शक्ति சக்தி கணபதி மகா கணபதி சாரதாம்பிகைக்கே. சிங்கேரி புரியில் நிறைந்திருக்கும் எங்கள்